All right, everyone, we are live. Thank you. All right, everyone, we are going to let everyone in. And away we go. It seems like we were just here 2 minutes ago. All right, everyone, please make sure you are on mute. And to all of you all who are Zooming from your home or are not in custody, you need to make sure that your video is on. Your video is not allowed to go dark except for if you are signing paperwork and you're on a cell phone. Nathan Tristan, you need to start your video.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it's a choppy connection. I apologize.
Okay. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Happy Thursday. It's cold, it's rainy outside, but thank you. But it's a beautiful day. It's Thursday. We've made it this far. It's not Monday. So everyone, let's keep this a happy Thursday. Let's not try to turn it into a difficult Monday. To all the inmates, if you have a mask, please use it. It's not for your protection, it's for the protection of those who are around you. So properly wearing that mask means that it covers your mouth and it covers your nose. All right, to everyone, you are in a courtroom. What does that mean? That means that whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, or whatever is not allowed if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. For those of you who are at your home or place of employment, that means you're not allowed to be driving, doing chores, going grocery shopping, wearing hats, being inappropriately dressed, none of that. If you do any of those things, no questions asked, I'm going to ask that you appear in the 187 District Court, which is located at 300 De La Rosa. You'll have to get an Uber or a Lyft, or either catch the Via bus. And I will tell you, the Via bus still does not give change. And when you need change, you don't have it. So that bus ride is probably going to cost you anywhere from $5 to $20. If you drive downtown, as you know, people don't drive appropriately when the weather is bad. May end up in an accident. But if you're able to make it downtown, you're going to find a lot of one-ways, a lot of construction going on, a lot of nails and screws in the street. And if you are able to make it downtown, you're going to find that parking is hard to find. And when you find it, it's extremely expensive. To all the people who are at the jail, you are not, the people on Hinojosa 16B, could you please, for the court, not hit not unmute, because we're getting a lot of feedback from your end. So to the inmates, if you do anything inappropriate on the Zoom screen, you're going to get sent back to your cell. So that means we will see you probably in 60 to 90 days. You are not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of these things, you will be sent back. You're not allowed to use this as a place of visitation for your relatives who may or may not be on Zoom or may not be watching you. So please do not do that. Attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small you think that plea bargain agreement is, you'll need to put that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson. She'll be zooming on shortly. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. She will need to know whether or not you're applying for probation, whether or not it's regular or deferred, whether or not it's a time offer. Do not chat her, phone her, email her, text her asking for a continuance. I'm the only person who can do that. I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. When I do, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. I'm going to call the name of your attorney. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom or either had to appear in person in another courtroom. Everyone be patient. Everyone is trying to do their jobs. So this is the order in which attorneys will appear. Ron Ross, Bridget Garza, George Schaefer, Scott McCrum, Justin Fox, Robert Featherston, Nathaniel Navy, Charles May, John Young, Leo Gonzalez, Jerry Kagan, Kelly Pittle, Nathan Slemain, Eric DeWalt, Robert Porter, Tony Hernandez, Barry Hitchens. Is there any attorney who's on the Zoom screen and I did not call your name? All right. And prosecutors, I know some of you Zoomed in a little bit after I started everything, so please make sure that you are on, that you are a co-host. Thank you, Marcus, for putting that in the chat box. All right, to all the attorneys, it will make things go much easier if you will add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. That will make assigning you to the breakout rooms easier. The prosecutors do not need your client's case number. They already know that. They just need to know it's family violence or criminal trial division. Attorneys, when you're assigned to a breakout room, think of those breakout rooms as going to a doctor's office. When you go to the doctor's office and your appointment is at 9 and you get there at 8:45 and they call you back at 8:50 and you think, great, this is going to end quickly. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. So everyone put some patience in your pocket, use it as needed, share it with others. And this is going to be a great Thursday. Ron Ross.
Family violence, John Garcia is a defendant. I talked to Michelle Hayden last time. I'd like to talk to her again.
All right, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. Bridget Garza.
Hi, Judge. Good morning. Carrie Butler, Criminal Trial Division.
All right, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to 4.
Thank you.
George Schaefer.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Is your case criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, it's a sexual assault. I assume it's family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Scott McCrum, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you.
Justin Fox.
It's a family violence case, Your Honor.
All right, what is your client's name?
Deshandra McAfee.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 7. Robert Featherson, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 8.
Thank you, Your Honor. And could you put Adam Paulson there alone also, please?
Okay. Nathaniel Navy.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. You know, we don't have court in the 187th if you are, what is his name? If you are Robert Stateson are not here.
Yeah, it just doesn't
Okay.
count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. One of you must be here. I'm going to send you to number 9. Thank you for changing your name.
Thank you, Judge.
Charles May.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 10.
Thank you, Your Honor.
John Young.
No, we don't know how to do that.
That's okay. You know what? If you go to your where it says participants and then click on your name and press more, you can type in whatever you want to type in to rename yourself. All right, who do you have?
Rita Gomez, criminal trial.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 11. Leo Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor. Emmanuel Rodriguez, family violence.
All right, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 12. You were so close to lucky breakout room 13. Jerry Kagan.
Valentin Ramos, Criminal Trial Division.
All right, Jerry, I'm sending you to lucky breakout room number 13. Kelly Piddle.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I have Daniel Trevino, CTD.
All right, I'll send you to 14.
Thanks.
Nathan Slimane, I'll send you to number 15.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, it's Barry Hitchings. Mr. Slimane and I represent the same client, Chris Saxon, on different cases. If I can be put in the breakout room with him.
Yes, 15.
Thank you, Judge.
Eric Gewalt, I'll send you to 16.
That was quick. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Tony Hernandez.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. I'll send you to number 17.
Thank you.
Frankie Sandoval. Frankie Sandoval.
Yes. Good morning, Judge. I am here on William Sparks from yesterday. He was scheduled for sentencing yesterday at 9 a.m. He informed me over text that he's ill. You asked me to request his presence out of the courtroom. When he didn't show up by noon, you asked me to come back at 2. I requested his presence again at 2 during that lunch break. We waited around until about 4:48, 4:50 when the court excused me, asking him to be here this morning at 9. I've been in contact with him. He told me, no, sir, that he has the flu and that he wants another attorney.
All right, so do we have any documentation from that?
I do not, Your Honor. I could, with the court's permission, he was supposed to be in person, so I have not provided him the Zoom link. With the court's permission, I could provide him the Zoom link and see if he cares to come on. And
No,
explain it.
he needs to be in person, or either he needs to have some sort of doctor's excuse.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll give him till 2 p.m.
Thank
If
you,
you
Judge.
obtain that before then, just let the court know.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you back at 11 on another matter, unless I can address it now. It's a prisoner.
All right, what is the other person's name?
It is Tyrone Docket,
How do you spell the last name?
Dotcie.
And is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Your Honor, I believe it's criminal trial. I have not been able to visit him in jail because it keeps on coming up location unknown or unavailable when I attempt a remote visit.
All right, we're going to make that happen. We'll see if we can get him here. Just give us a moment, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Pat Montgomery.
Hello, Judge.
Hi, who do you have?
Michael Hinojosa. It's both criminal trial division and family violence. He's got more than one case. But the case that's leading the pack is an unindicted murder case.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 18.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Christina Mendiola.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Cameron Sell.
How do you spell the last name?
Sell.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division.
Your Honor,
Say I've changed lawyers.
I've changed lawyers.
All right, how old are you?
17.
Okay, you're
Here's Mr.
17
Navy.
in adult court. So here's the thing. I know your mom is trying to help you, but you're 17. Legally, you're an adult. You're in felony court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you say you've changed attorneys. Have you hired this attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a contract with this attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that attorney's name?
What's his name?
Mr. Navy.
Mr. Navy.
Okay, so here's the thing, Mr. Sale. You need to learn how to take care of your own business.
Well, we
So
hired him.
no, let me just say that, no.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I understand that you're 17 years old. I understand that your mom wants to help you. But guess what? You're an adult. You're in adult court. So everybody on this screen knows, one, you're in charge of keeping up your own appointments because you're in adult court. You should know who your attorney is, period. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And please let your mother know that you're the only one who's in court. And I have certain rules for the 187 District Court. So whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you can't do on this Zoom screen. So your mom giving you answers, that is not allowed.
Yes, ma'am.
So if that happens again, what may end up happening is your mom may end up driving you to the 187 District Court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Mendiola, we're going to see if Mr. Navy has been hired.
Yes, ma'am.
So just give us a moment. All right, Mr. Davis in breakout room number 9. I'm going to send you to number 9 so you can see if he's been hired on this case. And if he has, Ms. Mendiola, you'll be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Bob Behrens.
Judge, it's Bridget Garza.
Yes.
If I can be placed in a breakout room with the prosecutor again, thank you.
Okay. All right. Could who's the prosecutor you were conferring with? Okay, so you're with CTD. So we have Marcus Sanders,
No.
Ryan Groomer,
No, the female.
Brittany Sparks.
Yes,
All right, let me see.
pretty straight hair.
She is in breakout room number 11.
Okay,
So I'm going to send you to 11.
okay,
So if you will go to 11, he's with someone else, just let him know that you need to speak with him and that I'm going to be placing you in breakout room number 2.
okay.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you check Mr. Sandoval, Frankie Sandoval? I'm going to
Yes,
send you to
Judge.
breakout room number 1. Ms. Ferguson, if you could go to number 1, Mr. Sandoval has had some trouble locating his client. Frankie, don't go. Brenda, I'm trying to be good and drink a lot of water. I know I haven't, just trying to do my water. And everyone, just give me a moment while I sign paperwork. John Young?
Yes, madam. I don't know what happened. I had to log back on. I need to go in with my client,
All right, what is your client's name?
Rita Gomez.
I'm sorry, what's the first name?
Rita Gomez,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
criminal trial.
All right, have you already spoken to the state?
Yeah.
All right, and is your client in custody or on bond?
Bond, she should be in the courtroom. She told me she was going to go there. I know this is hard to believe, but apparently she's even more technically inept than I am.
Let me see. To the courtroom, is there a Miss Gomez in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, she is not.
She is not in the courtroom.
Let me give her a ringy dingy and find out what's going on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Scott McCrum.
Yes, Judge, I've got an announcement on my two clients. Zachary Prince, the first one, we received an offer and are rejecting it. Mr. Prince would like a jury trial.
Just one moment. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put a jury trial date in the chat box too? Chat box, please. All right, the court is going to call 2019 CR 4747, State of Texas versus Zachary Prince. Can I have defense announced for the record, please?
Scott McCrum for Mr. Prince.
And are you Zachary Prince? Can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Prince, any objections?
No.
All right, Mr. McCrum, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes.
Was an offer tendered?
Yes.
Mr. Prince, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, your jury trial date will be March 21st at 9 a.m. You'll need to appear dressed for trial in the 187th District Court. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It is on the 4th floor. When is your jury trial date?
March 21st
What time?
at 9.
Which court?
187
Where's the courtroom located?
on the 3rd floor.
4th floor.
4th floor. Okay, I got you. 4th
What's the
floor.
address?
300 De La Rosa.
All right. Mr. McCrum, any objections to March 21st as a jury trial date?
Well, no.
All right, Mr. Prince, any objection to March 21st as a jury trial date?
Oh, man.
All right, then we'll close the record. Mr. Prince, you are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ready for second case, Judge?
Yes.
Carlos Garcia,
Is he in custody?
he's in custody.
All right, what is happening with Mr. Garcia?
Same announcement. We were extended an offer. Mr. Garcia is rejecting any and all offers and wants a jury trial.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date in the box, please, for Mr. Carlos Garcia? Mr. Garcia, can you unmute yourself for me, please? Court is calling 2021 CR 6579, State of Texas versus Carlos Garcia. Can I have defense announced for the record, please?
Scott McCrum for Mr. Garcia.
And are you Carlos Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Garcia?
No, ma'am.
Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes.
Was an offer tendered?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes,
are
Your
you
Honor.
rejecting that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your jury trial date will be March 21st.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll need, if you're on bond, you'll need to appear in the 187th District Court at 9 a.m. dressed for trial. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa on the 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your jury trial date?
March 21st.
What time?
You say 8 o'clock?
9 a.m.
9
But if
a.m.
you're on bond, I'm sure your attorney would appreciate you appearing at 8.
9 a.m. on the 4th floor.
It's not her, right?
All right, and what's the court number?
He went to the.
187.
Yes. Now, if you are still in custody, you will be brought over, dressed for trial at 9 a.m. You'll be brought over in whatever civilian clothes you have at the jail. If you would like to appear in different attire, your attorney will have to make arrangements for a clothing exchange. Mr. McCrum, if there is any issues with regards to the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see what we can do to expedite that. Mr. McCrum, any objection to March 21st as the jury trial date?
No objection.
Mr. Garcia, any objection to March 21st as the jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We'll close the record. Ms. Ferguson, Garcia, 16A can go back.
Well,
Mr.
Judge,
McCrum?
can I
Yes.
ask you though, Judge, I filed a motion for, to consider a bond reduction last week on Mr. Garcia. I don't know that that's what's set for that today, but is that something you could take up or?
Yes, have you had a chance to speak with the defense on the, I'm sorry, the state in regards to the bond reduction?
Yes, Judge, they're opposing any reduction.
All right, and who is the prosecutor you're conferring with?
Ryan Groomer.
All right, let me see if Mr. Groomer is available. He's in breakout room number 13. Just give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone else, just be a little bit patient. We're moving through. I'm gonna see if I can get him to the main room.
I'm back here, Judge. It's Ryan.
Thank you. Mr. Groomer, are you able to proceed on a motion for a bond reduction for Mr. McCrum's client, or do you want to wait later in the day, or you need another date?
Judge, honestly, I don't think we'd put on witnesses or anything. If you give me a second, I can probably just get maybe an exhibit or two, just email to you. So if you give me maybe like 20, 30 minutes, I can get you some stuff.
Sure, no problem. Thank you. All right, Mr. McCrum, we will take that up.
Great, thank you.
And for attorneys who are trying to get my attention, if you would raise your hand symbol, that would help me. Kelly McGinnis?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Dimitri Lovelace, Criminal Trial Division. I've spoken to, I think, Marcus before.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 19.
You gave away
Number
13.
13 is full.
Okay.
Let me see if I have all the attorneys. All right, Justin Fox.
Yes, Your Honor. I have Deshandra McAfee this morning. I've conferred with the state. At this time, I'd like to request just one additional pretrial setting. There's some documentation that I'd like to get over to the state in the next few days.
All right, where is your client?
She is on this morning.
How is she
Judge.
listed?
She should be listed by her name.
Ah, I see her. All right, so what information are you?
There's some missing school records, Judge, and there's also some missing documentation from CPS that I just need to get over to Mr. Villarreal.
All right, so you have the information, you just need to give it to Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor. There might be some additional documents that I'll have to request, so maybe a 2 or 3 week reset if possible.
Okay. All All right, Ms. Ferguson, on McAfee, can you give me a 30-day reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 30th. The court is not going to give another reset date for discovery. So everyone make sure that everyone has everything. If there's another setting for discovery that someone hasn't received, then we need to have a hearing and you need to subpoena whomever you want to subpoena.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, Ms. McAfee, you're excused. Mr. Fox, did your grandmother enjoy the travel time?
Yes, she did. She had so much fun.
That was awesome. I don't know if I could have dealt with the cold, but I always want to see Europe during the Christmas season.
Yes, you should. Like Paris during Christmas is so nice. Pretty much, especially London too. London and Paris are so nice during Christmas. They do
I
like a
always
really,
find London very expensive though.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I will do it though. But I do want to see Paris at Christmas time. And people tell me Germany is beautiful at Christmas time.
Oh yeah, the Christmas markets. I've done them with my parents and my sister a few years back when I was in law school. Yeah, the German Christmas markets are so nice. And Vienna too. Vienna is amazing during Christmas.
All right, I'm gonna go. Thank
Do
you.
it, Judge.
Okay.
I want to see your Facebook pictures this year.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm supposed to be doing an international CLE in Spain. That was scheduled like 3 years ago, but it kept getting canceled because of COVID. So that's supposed to be coming up. So we shall see.
Oh, that's great. Cool.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. You too. All right. Mr. Slimane, you have Chris Saxon.
Yes, Judge, good morning. I have conferred with Michael. I see him here. The state's tendered an offer. This is going to be a case I think we're going to need to tee up. A little less than 30 days ago, I did serve a request for routine 404, 609, witness list, all that type of stuff. I'm going to email that to Michael. I had served Caitlin with it originally. I'm guessing she may not be in this court anymore. But I would like one more pretrial reset, if I may, just so I can receive that if there is anything responsive to those requests, and then make a final determination if there's any outstanding discovery.
Okay, just a moment. My computer went a little crazy and removed everyone. So I'm trying to replace everyone back. All right, Chris Saxon.
Yes, ma'am.
And he has two cases, Your Honor. Barry Hitchings is on the ABI. He needed to get on to the 227th. I told him I would just update him by email with however the court wants us to proceed.
All right, so we've been here for discovery a while. So what specifically with discovery do you not have?
So I'm actually new on the case as of the last setting. The requests that I made, 404 A and B, 609 witness lists, and then just general 3914 stuff. I don't know if there's anything particular. I'm just asking that the state take a look and make sure that they've responded with everything that I'm entitled to see, since this is going to be a case that we will be trying.
Okay, just one moment. Let me see something. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Saxon, can you recall this in 2 weeks? We'll hear your motions and go from there.
Thank you, Judge. And it's not a motion. It's just a request that I filed. I'm sure Mike will be responsive to it. I'm going to email him right now and make sure he has it in his hand so he can take a look and see if there's anything that they need to get over to me.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we have everything so we can move on. So we're going to come back on March 9th.
Very good, Judge. We'll see you then. May Mr. Saxon not be excused.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Take care, Michael. Thank you.
And everyone, just give me a second. All right, Robert Featherston.
Oh, Judge, I'm with Adam Paltz on Nathan Tristan. Today was a discovery acknowledgement. We believe that we have everything. Of course, we just really don't know if something shows up, but Michael's been very forthcoming with us. So I believe that we have all the discovery that we need. Judge, the court does need to be aware that Mr. Paltz has the trial college at the end of March, and we're respectfully requesting a trial setting in April.
Does he really need to go to the trial college? Is it like actually trying the case like being in college?
Judge, it's in Huntsville. It's a week long. It's a great course to go to.
But a week-long college course in Huntsville on trials, you'll get probably like a year's worth just being in trial.
Judge, I've got to bring myself up to par on Michael's level. That's what it is.
I don't laugh because I think Michael's level is not high. Michael's level is high. I just laugh because that's a great comeback. So how long is, what are the dates for this trial college?
It's March 20th through the 25th.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, can you put in a chat box a jury trial date for Mr. Nathan Tristan, please?
And Judge, we have some witness availability issues around that time.
Around what time?
I won't say too much. Between the 27th, because we were hoping for a 21st trial date, March 21st, through we're thinking potentially July.
Wait, when is your witness unavailability? Well, when are your witnesses available?
Well, they'll be available on the 21st. That's what we were hoping. You know, we were seeing.
Okay, when are your witnesses not available?
Starting the 27th of March.
March 27th through July, they're not available?
Yeah, so there's just one of our witnesses in the Coast Guard, and so she's going to be unavailable starting the 27th.
Just one moment.
Your Honor, if I may, we have not had a pretrial setting on this yet. If the court could give us a pretrial setting in a couple of weeks, then perhaps we could hash out the actual trial date at that time.
No, because this is where we are on this case. This case has been going on since 2019. In January 30th, 2020, discovery acknowledgement and offer needed. Then February 7th, 2020, still waiting for an offer. Then on May 28th, it was a request for a jury trial. And then on June 9th, defense attorney to contract pretrial services today. Then September 24th, 2020, offer rejected, want a jury trial date. Then January 7th, 2021, we had another acknowledgement of discovery issue. Then we came back on January 18th, 2021 for that. Then it was recalled for May 6, 2006. Then we got it recalled again for May 14th, and that was the plea deadline date. Then on May 28th, defense attorney states all discovery received. Then we came back on August 23rd, 2021, all discovery received, because it was asked again if all discovery has been received, then the offer was rejected. Then we came back on January 9th, which was supposed to be a jury trial, but then jury trials were suspended. Then we came back on January 11th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Again, all discovery received, offer tendered, and offer rejected. Then we came back on January 11th, 2022. Then new discovery was uploaded And now we're here for jury trial. So it seems as though Mr. Paltz, you're going to have a choice to make. Either you can go to the Huntsville College, and I'm aware it's a great school, great CLE. I love that. I never took it, but I understand it's great. So it's going to end up being a choice of jury trial or college.
And Judge, with all respect, I've had that vacation letter on file now for, I think, almost a month, saying I wasn't available during those dates. I filed it with the district courts.
Yeah, you need to file a motion for continuance, and the court will either grant the motion for continuance or not. I know people think vacation letters mean I'm on vacation, I'm unavailable, but vacation letters are just that. It's just a notice to the court that you want to go on vacation, but you still need to file a motion for continuance.
Okay.
All right, I can't have this case sitting around till July. Then we will be close to having this case heard in 3 years instead of 2. So.
And
your
Judge,
jury
what about
trial- Yes.
what about a pretrial date?
All right, we can come back on March 9th. And your jury trial date is going to be March 21st. And if anybody wants to file a motion for continuance, they can, and the court will hear it. So we'll come
And
back
Judge-
on March 9th for any issues defense may have. And if you want to file your motion for continuance at that time, Mr. Paltz, the courts will consider your motion for continuance, and your jury trial date will be March 21st. You were saying something else, Mr. Featherston?
No, Your Honor, we just wanted to know if we were excused.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Judge. I'll start with Cameron Sell. If I could just get a reset, Judge. I'm just going through the discovery on that case. This is his first setting.
Okay, just one moment.
I did confer with Marcus. I think that they need to also reach out to the complaining witnesses before they make an offer as well.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Sell, can I have a 30-day reset date in the in the chat box, please? Just one moment. Let me find him on the docket sheet.
Page 9, Judge.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And I also sent you a chat when you get a chat.
All right, thank you. I will place that person in the spotlight so I remember to do it. All right, Mr. Sell, we're going to see you back here on March 30th. And Mr. Navy, I guess it didn't make printing, but did you file your notice of retained counsel?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll come back on March 30th. And you said that the state need to speak with their complainant?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Sell, you are excused.
And Judge, I also have Ruben Coronado.
All right, is he in custody or on bond?
He's on bond. He's on the Zoom, Judge.
All right, what is happening with Coronado?
Judge, I'm just going to ask for a 1-week reset on his case. The state's made a very good offer on his case that he is considering, at least. The only issue that I'm trying to confirm is, and it's an interesting issue, but
is this the CDL?
It is the CDL, and whether the lifetime suspension is going to comply, and his prior convictions are before this statute was enacted. So I have a good idea of what's going to happen, but I really want to make sure before we make one decision or the other. So I'm just waiting on an attorney with DPS to get back to me on that.
Okay, this will be the last setting for the CDL issue, Mr. Navy.
I
All right,
understand.
thank you. Ms. Ferguson, on Ruben Coronado, can I have a 1 week reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 8th.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, you have another one with us. Okay.
Last one, Nicholas Cornelius.
All right, Mr. Coronado, you are excused. All right, and Cornelius is on bond as well?
He is, Judge. I filed a motion to withdraw on that case. I've discussed that with him. He understands. And so just asking to withdraw on that case.
Just 1 moment. To the clerks, I need the motion to withdraw on Nicholas Cornelius, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Kelly Piddle.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I've conferred with the state on Daniel Trevino. We discussed the e-discovery that's up there, and it looks like everything's there. I see an
Where's your
opportunity.
client?
Well, that's the question of the hour, Judge. I have no idea.
All right, so if you want to zoom back in at 10:30 and see if he shows up.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me find him. Okay, Rebecca, where is Mr. Trevino on the docket?
Page 9.
How do you find this so quickly? All right, Ron Ross.
Judge, I have conferred with Michelle Hayden. She's extended an offer, the best offer she can do at this time. She is still missing some medical records, EMS records. She wants to contact the victim who has an attorney. The attorney, Ernest Acevedo, has not responded about her request to talk to the victim. So she has more that she needs to look at to see if she can change her offer, make a better offer. So
Judge, sorry to interject. Just a quick update. Ernie did get back to me this morning. He said he'd reached out and he's reaching out again today, but
good.
So I need to go through him.
I do believe, Judge, that we will eventually resolve this, but we do need maybe 30 days to give Michelle the time that she needs to get, sometimes BAMC's kind of slow getting records over.
All right, and this is for John Garcia?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And are you John Garcia? Can you raise your hand for me, please? Is this the person who's 16A? Is that John Garcia?
John?
Okay, he's not John Garcia.
I don't think he is.
All right, I need to find your client. Did you leave him in a breakout room?
Yeah, Michelle put me in a room while ago, and I don't know which room. Michelle, what room are we in? Do you know?
No, you're in 9. Let me see if we can get him back to the main session.
Judge, I think you might be in room 20.
Yes, I'm trying to get him to come back to the main room. So let's see if that happens. All right, he is here. All right, are you John Garcia? Raise your hand if you're John Garcia. All right, just 1 moment. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on John Garcia's case, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 29th.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Norma, you can let L9, them know that L9 can go back.
George, Scott, y'all take it easy. Take care. Good to see you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, just give me a moment.
6, Judge.
Okay. All right, Nathaniel Navy.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cornelius, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have you reviewed the defense's motion to withdraw?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objections to it?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Navy, that will be granted. Mr. Cornelius, are you going to hire an attorney or you need one appointed?
Need one appointed.
Okay. And Mr. Navy, we're going to appoint an attorney for Mr. Cornelius, but if you could remain on so they could speak with you. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I get a 30-day reset for Mr. Cornelius? And also we'll need an attorney appointed, and it needs to be for a first-degree felony. Just one moment while she gives me a reset date. All right, your reset date is going to be March 31st. But I want you to remain on the Zoom, Mr. Cornelius. We're going to find out who your new attorney is so that you can meet with them. And Mr. Navy, if you'll stay on so you can exchange information with the new attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Rebecca, there we are. Thanks. Mr. Hayek, who do you have?
I have Daryl Masters, Your Honor. You sent me a personal invite for 11 o'clock.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It was criminal trial division, and I show his case is closed and dismissed.
All right, we
I don't
will
know.
find out what's going on. Just give me a moment, okay?
Certainly, Your Honor.
All right, George Schaefer.
Yes, Judge, I need to speak with Michelle Hayden again if she becomes available.
All right, let me see where Miss Hayden is.
I'm right here, Judge. I'm available.
All right, can you send Mr. Schaefer to a breakout room?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, and then Alejo. All right, Miss Alejo, just give me one moment. All right, Miss Alejo, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, so where are you? Hi, how are you doing today?
Well, I turned 39 today, so.
Oh, well, happy birth month. You know, I'm a firm believer of celebrating the entire month of your birth because I always say, I know for a fact, my mom was overjoyed with me for at least a month. And you know, when a child is born, every little thing that they do brings you joy. So I'm pretty sure every smile, every grin I gave my mom, I know I gave that to her for at least a month. So happy birth month.
Thank you.
So where are you currently living?
I am here doing the program at Haven for Hope with my 4-year-old.
Okay. So how's that going?
It was rough when I first got here. I ended up catching COVID. So I was, they had me quarantined for like 2-3 weeks and barely just got the hang of coming into a dorm. And so it's been like about 2-3 weeks that I've been in a dorm, and it's not that bad. It's a roof over our head. We have food coming in, you know, our bellies and stuff. And I'm real appreciative. Very appreciative. I didn't have a sweater and now I have a sweater.
Oh, that is good because you know it is very cold out there. So I'm glad you and your baby have a place to stay.
Yes.
I always
She
tell
finally-
people.
she just started school. I'm sorry, she just started school. So we're out there at 6 in the morning and we're just like,
Oh, awesome. So I hope you're reading to her because I enjoy reading. You know, they have a Groovy library. It's called the Groovy Library. They give out free books to children. They have a place where you can pick up books at the courthouse all over town. It's an awesome thing. And, you know, for them to have their own little books, I think that's so cute.
Yes. She has books and stuff too. Yeah, she just got a brand new one if I can find it. But it's like Disney stories.
Oh, that is so awesome.
It's big. It's a very big book. And I was like, oh, I need glasses. So I'm gonna have to really go take advantage of the eye doctor here because I can't see anymore. My eye vision's getting worse. You know, I'm diabetic, so it's hard.
Oh, you got to take care of that and eat right, exercise.
Yes.
But chasing a 4-year-old around will do that for you.
Yes, the first 10 minutes that she wakes up in the morning, I'm already.
All right. So what are your plans? They tell me that you're asking just give me one moment. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
All right. So you're here because I've received a request. And before I grant requests, I always like to speak to the person to see what's going on with them. So they want you to be removed from GPS. But here's the thing, I'm still going to require them to do field visits. Okay. So Rebecca, I'm going to grant the removal for GPS, but I'm still going to want probation to do field visits. And they're going to do those field visits 2 times per month just to make sure that everything is going okay. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you need anything else from the court or any help with anything else?
No, I just I've been trying to I'm trying to go get my COVID shot, but like how I just recovered from that. I'm like kind of like scared. Will I get sick again or?
Oh, no, you need to talk to a doctor or something because I know when you've recovered from COVID, you're not supposed to immediately take the COVID test because when you fill out those boxes, they always ask you if you've had COVID before.
Okay. So I should just ask the doctor.
Ask the doctor. So Rebecca, on Miss Alejo, I'll grant the motion to remove the GPS, but I'm going to want field visits random 2 times per month.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you need to make sure you stay at Haven for Hope though, okay?
Yes, of course.
All right, and the other person, is he here, Rebecca?
I didn't see him and I believe he's in custody.
Okay, so what I'll do then, Rebecca, I'm going to send Miss Alejo. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 and probation will speak to you there.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a great rest of your birth month. All right, and Mr. Piddle, who is your client?
Daniel Trevino, Judge. I just gave him the Zoom info. He should be logging in just a few shortly.
Okay.
I can alert the court when he does. That's okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Kelly McGinnis, just give me a moment. All right. Always, it amazes me when I see the hand emojis raised and I'm looking at the color of the hands.
don't know how to change the color on here.
Leo Gonzalez, I don't know if that's wishful thinking. I'm not sure, but okay.
I always change it on my phone and people make fun of me that I like the darker ones.
That's okay. I
think I'm tanner
welcome
than I
you
am.
all right, we're gonna start with Scott McCraw. You're back. You're waiting for Zachary Prince.
No, Judge, we're done with Prince. We're waiting for you to get some, a report on Carlos Garcia for a bond reduction.
Judge, and I just submitted the state's exhibit to you, Brenda and Scott, maybe about 20 seconds ago by email.
All right, so
It's
Scott,
just the prosecution guy.
all right, and Scott, if you'll review that, and then we'll take up your matter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tony Hernandez.
Good morning, Judge. Judge, we've conferred on that. I've got some videos that I need to obtain and download and then send to the prosecutor. If we could have about 30 days, once I get those to them, I think they're going to review it for dismissal after that.
Oh, okay. Let me find him on the docket sheet. It's going to take me a while now because Rebecca's in a breakout room.
He's on the last page of the recall, Judge.
People are like, please, Rebecca, don't leave so the judge can find this spot. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Ramos Aguirre, can I have a 30-day reset in the box? This will be the last discovery reset, Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you, Judge.
And after that, if there's some discovery issues, then you'll need to file a motion and subpoena whatever witnesses need to be subpoenaed, and we'll have a hearing. All right, your new court date is March 28th. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Jerry Kagan.
Judge, so we had our first meeting on Valentin Ramos, and well, I guess I need a reset to present that offer to my client.
All right, who is your client?
Valentin Ramos.
Are you Valentin Ramos?
It's Ramses Ramos, yes. I believe the state has my name wrong.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Kagan, if you'll go back to breakout, well, have you spoken to Mr. Ramos?
Yes, I have, Judge.
So has an offer been tendered?
Preliminary offer. It's a first setting, so we're still gathering things.
Do you have all the discovery?
I don't think so, Judge.
What are you missing?
Well, I just got some videos the other day. I have not seen them yet. But here's the thing, Judge, when you say, do I have everything? And this applies to every case. We get discovery sometimes after we finish the case. So for me to say I've received everything, that's an impossible question for me to answer. I have a lot. I have the main stuff. I have the police report. But
well, I don't know if you've received all the discovery because I don't have access to all the cases. So
I
I'm
would
trying
have
to
to
figure
say-
out where we are.
Yeah,
So where
I would
we
have
are
to say-
now.
I would have to say I do not have all the discovery because my client's been dealing with some detectives, and I think notes need to be presented to the prosecutor and the results of their investigation.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Ramos, can we reset this for discovery, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 28th for discovery.
Okay.
If there's some discovery you think you do not have, then file a motion and the court will hear it.
Very good. Thank you.
Mr. Ramos, you are excused.
Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Leo Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor. So I've spoken with the Family Violence Unit regarding Manuel Rodriguez. It is still going to be a trial that we're looking at. So open your trial setting. And on Moses Vargas, I got an offer today.
Well,
but
just one second. Let's start with Mr. Rodriguez.
Sure.
And is that Manny Rodriguez?
That is correct, Your Honor. That's what he's listed at here on the screen.
Do you know if you have all the discovery in this case?
I believe so, Your Honor. I've received CPS records and as well as text messages, and those are the last things I believe that were outstanding.
All right. Has an offer been tendered?
An offer has been tendered and has been rejected.
Was that offer tendered in the past, or was it just tendered today?
It was tendered in the past, Your Honor. It was tendered prior to the re-indictment. However, the re-indictment doesn't really change anything in regards to the offer.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, to the clerks. To the clerks, could I have the old file for Manuel Rodriguez before it was re-indicted, please? All right, we're going to go on the record. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date in the chat box, please? Court is calling 2021 CR 8884, State of Texas versus Manuel Rodriguez. Can I have the defense announced for the record, please?
Leo Gonzalez for Manuel Rodriguez.
And are you Manuel Rodriguez? You're on mute.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from you, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I have.
And has an offer been tendered?
It has.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you rejecting this offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your jury trial date will be March 21st. You'll need to appear in person at 9 a.m. at the 187 District Court. The courtroom is located on the 4th floor at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, when is your jury trial date?
March 21st,
What time?
9 a.m.,
Which court?
187,
What's the location of the court?
300 De La Rosa, 4th floor.
Thank you. All right, then with that, Mr. Gonzalez, do you have any objections to that as the jury trial date?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, any objections to that as your jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then you both are excused.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I still have one more case, so.
And your other case is which person?
Moses Vargas, he is scheduled for 10 o'clock, but I did receive an offer and spoke to Ms. Sparks this morning.
All right, and where is Mr. Vargas?
He's in custody. I don't know if they brought him over because he was scheduled for 10, so I don't know if he's here yet or not.
All right, he's not here yet, so just give us a moment. All right, Mr. Navy. Nathaniel Navy?
Yes,
I'm going
Judge.
to send you to a breakout room with Mr. Cornelius. Well, first, let me send you to breakout room number 2 first. And to the courtroom, could you go to breakout room number 2 with Mr. Cox? All right, Kelly McGinnis.
Yes, Judge. I have conferred with Marcus. I spoke to my client on the phone. So I don't know if we can just be moved to the next setting. I got an offer, but it was the first time we've gotten an offer. So I don't know.
Okay, where's Mr. Lavallee?
Oh, he's under Dimitri, Judge. It just says Dimitri. I saw him earlier. There he is on the second page of people.
He needs to start his video.
Okay. Hopefully he can hear us. I may need to just call him and tell him to start it.
Yes, and be sure to instruct him that all defendants who are on Zoom need to have their video on at all times.
Okay.
Otherwise, their Zoom privileges will be revoked.
Okay, this is his first time being on, Judge, on bond. He was incarcerated for a long time, so I will let him know. And then as soon as I get him on, I guess. I also have another person to confer with, Michael Valerial on.
Okay, and what is the other person?
The other person's name, I believe, is John Perez. And it's, I guess, family violence, because Michael chatted me about it, so.
Yes, I'm gonna send you to, let me see what breakout room you were in. You were in 19.
Yes.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 5.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Charles May.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, on Mr. Thomas Manning, the state is asking for a 30-day continuance. If that's the case, Judge, my client is asking if the court will reduce his bond down to $15,000. I visited with the state, and the state is opposed. So we're asking the court.
All right, has a motion been filed, Mr. May?
No, Your Honor, it has not.
All right, then if the state is ready to proceed on this, then we'll proceed on this. But if they're not ready to proceed, then we'll reset it for next week and take that matter up. So just give me a moment. Nathaniel Navy, have you finished in the breakout room?
No, Judge, they said that he was going to go get on his own personal device, I think, in one of the meeting rooms. And so if you could send us to a breakout room once he logs on.
All right, I will do that. Mr. May, your other person is Trevino.
That is correct. Yes, Ms. Trevino, I've received an offer. Evidently she's not on yet, or if we could get her on so I can visit with her, Your Honor.
All right, just give me one moment.
Thank you.
Roberto Ramirez, who do you have?
Morning, Your Honor. I have Monica Reynolds.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Criminal Trial Division. Sorry, I should have.
All right. And then Ryan Groomer, I'm going to take up the matter of the bond issue. Mr. Ramirez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor.
John Young?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
I have tried to contact my client, Miss Gomez. She does not have a telephone with her. I have reached the person at their home, said that she was on her way to court. I've talked to the bailiff in the chat room. He says she's not in the courtroom yet. That's what I have to report.
All right. If you want, we can recall her back this afternoon.
I would appreciate that, Your Honor. I'm not sure because I don't have any contact with her, but I believe she will probably wander in.
All right. Let me see where she is on the docket. Thank you. All right. So we're going to call her back for 2:30. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right. Who is the person with the motion for bond reduction?
Carlos Garcia.
Okay. All right. Is this your person 16A?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Just one moment. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2021 CR 6597, State of Texas versus Carlos Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Scott McCrum for Mr. Garcia.
And are you Mr. Carlos Garcia? Just hold down the space bar. It's the longest key on the keyboard.
Yes, Your
Are you
Honor.
Carlos Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, the defense has filed a motion seeking bond or bail reduction. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
We have, Judge.
All right, State, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may begin.
Thank you, Judge. I am going to proceed by proffer. I checked with the state and they're not objecting to that. What I would like to proffer for the court is that Mr. Garcia has been in custody for about 10 months for this case. We realize it's a first-degree felony, but there were no physical injuries to the complainant, the alleged complainant in this case. Regarding his ability to make bond.
Just one moment, I'm sorry. Let me mute. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to mute you because we're getting feedback and the court reporter, that makes it difficult for her. But when there's something you wish to say, all you need to do is raise your hand, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. McCrum, you can continue.
Thank you, Judge. Regarding his ability to make bond, I've been in communication with his elderly father who lives in Laredo, who has expressed that the family can't come close to making a $50,000 bond. And so is respectfully requesting that you would consider lowering that to no more than $20,000. And with whatever conditions you feel would be necessary, since especially you gave us a trial date, it would be in for us to prepare with him in custody is obviously a lot more difficult for us than if he were to be placed on bond.
All right, State.
Yes, Judge. We have two things. One, Judge, I think I emailed State's Exhibit number 1 to the court, as well as the court reporter and Mr. McCrum. We'd offer State's Exhibit number 1, which is a prosecution guide from SAPD Detective James Tullis regarding this incident. State would offer that at this time.
Any
No
objection?
No.
All right, State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted.
As well, Judge, we'd ask the court take judicial notice of the indictment in this particular case. Judge, just as generally our position, if you can see, Mr. Garcia is indicted for aggravated robbery, which is a 5 to 99-year offense. In addition, you can see he has a habitual offender allegation at the bottom with two violent previous offenses that he's been to prison over, including another prior aggravated robbery. In State's Exhibit number 1, Judge, we have a case in which he is alleged to have robbed a gas station clerk at gunpoint and then took off in his vehicle. There was a tracker in the money that he took. I believe he stole $94 from the man. And at some point he ditches the tracker. There's a camera that catches a dark colored sedan, which is the sedan that Mr. Garcia appears to be in. He gets away at that point. They find his fingerprint on that tracker. It matches up with him. He is being investigated for multiple robberies around this time period. And in fact, on the night of the robbery, he was dropped off by BCSO. He had ran out of gas on the side of the road, and he was wearing a distinctive camouflage jacket and some sneakers. And he was dropped off in the area of where the gas station was, which on surveillance, they see an individual with a camouflage jacket and distinctive sneakers who commits the robbery. Judge, at this point, I understand that he may have difficulty making the bond, but that must be balanced against the fact that he's been to prison before for aggravated robbery. He is under investigation for other aggravated robberies, as well as this case. He is also currently on bond on a fraudulent use case out of your court. We would argue to the court that for the safety of the community, a $50,000 bond is more than low enough for what's appropriate under these facts, Judge. He's an habitual offender who has committed aggravated robberies in the past, and we would ask that you deny the motion to lower his bond.
All right, defense, it is your motion. You have a final argument.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said it's your motion. You can have final argument.
Nothing further. I just reiterate that he's not in a position, his family's not in a position to come close to making this bond. It's just set in an amount that's just too high, that's unreasonable.
Okay. All right. The motion is denied. Is there anything else from either side?
Not on the bond, Madam Judge.
All right. Then he has his, does he have his trial setting, Mr. McCrum?
Yes, and that's what I wanted to bring up with you. You gave me a date of March 21st for both of my clients that I had today. I looked at my calendar. I've got a federal trial set that day and a cold case murder set that date. And so we can leave it on that date, but I don't want to come that day and then the court be upset that I didn't let you know that I had other trial settings that day.
No, I mean, you could file a motion for continuance and we'll see what happens.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we can leave them that day.
Okay. All right. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that, Mr. McCrum.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Number 16A can go back. All right, Mr. Navy, I do not want to keep you. Mr. Cox, I'm thinking he's having issues logging in. So if you have another courtroom to be in, you can go to that courtroom. I believe you have Mr. Cox's contact information.
Okay, sounds good, Judge. Yeah, I'll email him some things and give him a call.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
I have conferred with Michelle Hayden. We're looking to get this case reset. We're still going through some discovery on Jesse Esparza.
All right, so what discovery issues do we have that are outstanding?
Judge, I'm trying to get some COVID from her. This is.
Wait, COVID?
I'm not COVID.
I don't think she wants to give you COVID, Mr.
Not the COVID. I know she's had it and I have too. The
Judge, I don't think there's any outstanding videos. I'm confirming with BCSO that there's not. I don't believe there's any missing discovery, but it is Mr. Schaefer's, I think, first time on this case as well, so.
All right. So this was previously set on January 19th, and it was given a regular reset on today. So I'll give you another regular reset, Mr. Schaefer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a 30-day reset on Mr. Esparza. And it will be for discovery. All right, we're going to come back on March 28th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you. Jesse, I'll be in touch.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Scott. Yes, you, Mr. Scott. Can you unmute yourself? Just hold the space bar down. It's the longest key on the keyboard.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Scott, on your case, it is for me to consider an alternative because they have been, I think you have been waiting for, I want to say felony drug court, but they have an extremely long wait list. And so the other option for you is SafeP. Because Rebecca, will ISF accept him?
I would have to look, but Judge, his officer said she did speak to somebody from felony drug court and said he was like 9th on the list. And I don't know how long that means, but.
All right, let's do this. Mr. Scott, they're telling me you're 9th on the list at felony drug court. So we're gonna reset this. And we're gonna reset this for the end. We're gonna give it a regular reset to see where you are as far as being transferred to felony drug court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's something that will really help you with the issues you have. I do not want to have you released and not give you the tools that you need in order to be successful. Ms. Ferguson, on Terrence Scott, can I have a 30-day reset? And it's just to see for an update on felony drug court. All right, so we're going to come back on March 28th. And Rebecca, can you make sure that he is also evaluated or see what the track is for either SATIF or ISF, cognitive and substantive abuse, if he qualifies for ISF, so that we'll have something available if felony drug court is not able to accept him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need to speak? Just one second, Mr. Scott. Rebecca, do you need to see him in a breakout room?
Yes, so I'll do the referral packet right now for the, which one do you want me to do first, the setup or the state?
Let's do the state ISF first with cognitive and substance abuse track. And then after that, then SATIF.
Yes.
So
ma'am.
Mr. Scott, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. All right, James Ishimoto.
Judge, I'm here on Joseph Moss. It's an MTR. I just need to confer with the state.
All right, and so what is the name? Moss?
Moss, M-O-S-S.
Criminal Trial Division of Family Violence.
I believe it's trial division.
It's family violence, Judge.
Oh,
Hey, you had a 50% chance
I
of
had
getting, well, 50% chance of getting it right.
I had a 50 chance.
Yeah, I'm going to send you to number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, who are the parties on Butler?
Bridget Garza, Judge, and I was working with Brittany.
Okay. And is your client in custody or on bond?
He is, and he was asking a deputy to help him to come back to the main courtroom.
Okay, let me see if I can force him back. And is there a prosecutor available for a plea?
There he is.
Any prosecutor available for a plea?
Judge, I can take a plea.
Thank you. And I'll walk you through what the agreement is, Ms. Hayden. Court is calling Khari Butler, State of Texas versus Khari Butler, 2021 CR 11078 for the defense.
Bridget Garza.
State.
Michelle Hayden.
And are you Mr. Butler? If you could hold down the space bar, it's the longest key on the keyboard. Are you Mr. Butler?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Butler, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
Stated, it appears that you're proceeding on the indictment as presented. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what your charge was is evading arrest, detention in a vehicle? That is a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you. You will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. There are no applications, and the state will take in consideration County Court Cause number 669400. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
And to the offense is charged in indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments and evidence.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, did you understand there will be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Hello. Are we in a breakout room?
No, Mr. Behrens, you're not in the breakout room.
I'm sorry, Judge. I had been seeing you all along.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we are asking the court to follow the recommendation of the ADA, and we are asking the court to give Mr. Butler credit for the time that he has been in custody. It's my understanding that he's been in custody since the time of the arrest, and that would have been since September of 2021, Your Honor.
All right, and my understanding from my docketing sheet is that he has other cases than this. Is that correct, out of county?
Yes, Your Honor, and if the court can explain to Mr. Butler a little bit about that, he has a hold out of Travis County. And so there was a little hesitation on Mr. Butler on proceeding with this cases. What we wanted to do is we wanted Mr. Butler to go to Travis County and take care of those cases first before accepting anything here. But because of financial reasons, he was not able to bond out on these cases. He had to resolve these cases here. He was under the impression that you were able to give him credit for his time here and credit for the time in Travis County. I explained to him that it doesn't work that way, that the judge over in Travis County has that judge there is the only one that can give him credit for that.
Yes.
For those cases.
All right, so Mr. Butler, normally in this courtroom, if there is someone who has a hold from another county, let's say you had this case pending and you are in custody in Harris County, even though I don't have to, I always would give you credit for any time, even if you were on bond for this case, if you're in hold in another county. Now, the credit that the judge in Harris County or Travis County gives you, that's completely up to them. I have no control over that. But if you were in custody while this case was pending in Travis or Harris County before they brought you here, I'll give you credit for that. But it seems as though you were always in custody in Bexar County on this case. Is that correct, Mr. Butler?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to follow your agreement, find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine, time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 669400. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of the definition of weapons or ammunition, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Butler, how old are you?
I just turned 20.
And how old was your brother or relative who was with you?
17.
All right, you're supposed to, even though you all are close in age, you're supposed to be setting an example for him, okay?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
you've just made your life more difficult than it has to be. And I'm sure your mother and your parents are heartbroken. And you need to stop putting them through this nonsense. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Butler.
Thank you. You too.
All right, number 16D can go back.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Michelle, can you just remind Brittany to submit that dismissal on the misdemeanor case?
She said she did it already.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, and I'm signing the dismissal now. And everyone, just give me a moment. All right. So Thomas Hilly, who do you have?
Mr. Evelyn Acosta. It's an
Criminal Trial
awesome
Division
case.
or Family Violence?
It should be criminal trial division, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room.
Judge's family.
Okay.
Sorry.
People can't go to Vegas today because that 50% is leaning on a different way for everybody. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Sorry for that.
No problem. Bob Behrens.
Yes, Judge,
Hi, do you have a video?
I do, but I'm moving right now. I'll be stationary in about 1 minute.
All right, thank you. James Ishimoto.
Judge, I need to confer with my client, Joseph Moss. Although I have a question if the court knows how long the wait is for safety.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. If you'll go back to breakout room number 7, and we will find that answer out for you.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Moss, if you'll go to 7, please. Pat Montgomery.
Judge, I spoke to both Michelle Hayden and to Marcus Sanders about Mr. Michael Hinojosa. Mr. Hinojosa has an unindicted murder case. The state is still gathering their initial folder. The case is, it's a couple of months old. It might be 50 days old or 90 days old, but it's certainly driving the train in Mr. Hinojosa's situation.
All right, and is that Michael Hinojosa?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset in the chat box on Mr. Hinojosa, please? Just give me a moment.
I was looking at my chat box and I realized you were asking her to chat it to you, not me.
Yes. No. Thank you. All right, it's going to be March 28th.
March 28th, that's fine with me, Your Honor. I will see you that morning and I imagine we'll be meeting in person. Maybe.
Oh, well, we shall see. I think that sometime some form of Zoom should remain.
I'm glad to hear that, some form, but the way it's gone now. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, you can let them know that Mr. Hinojosa can go back. And he's 16B.
Okay, Judge, I'm sitting still now. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, just give me a moment. Oh, your video isn't on, Mr. Behrens. All right, who do you have?
I have Oscar Villarreal and Cheyenne McGuire. I believe they are both criminal trial division. One's an arson and one's a theft.
Villarreal's at family violence.
Oh my gosh, what are we? People are getting to 50.
What's family violence about an arson?
Well, I'm going to send you to a breakout room and you will discover that. I'm going to send you to number 4.
All right, thanks.
Sure. All right, Kelly McGinnis. She's still on there. Leo Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor. I got an offer on Mr. Vargas. I conveyed it to him. However, we're still in the process of getting some more information, including some new incidents involving the alleged complainant in this case.
And that's Moses Vargas.
That's correct.
Is this your client on the screen with the glasses? In custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, on Moses Vargas, he only has one case. Mr. Gonzalez?
I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
You say there's issue with the complainant. This is a cruelty to livestock.
It's non-livestock, Your Honor. But there is a new development I've learned about that I need to verify regarding some behavior of that alleged complainant.
Okay. But the complainant is not the non-livestock.
No, the complainant is the non-livestock, but there's also the owner of that individual has also suffered an injury, apparently from that that particular pet, as it were. that I need
Okay,
to
because
verify.
I'm just trying to figure out what more information there is from a non-livestock complainant, but okay. It feels like it's Monday and Tuesday. All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Mr. Vargas, how much time will you need, Mr. Gonzalez?
I think 30 days would be fine, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Gonzalez needs to do some investigation on the non-livestock complainant. So we will come back on March 28th. All right, then. If you have nothing else with us, you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
You too. All right, Norman, Mr. Vargas, 17E can go back. All right, Kelly Piddle.
Judge, Daniel Trevino is present on the Zoom. I was able to get a hold of him. His name is under Daniel. He's wearing a blue shirt and glasses.
Okay. All right, does your client only have one case?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, so what is happening with this case?
I received a discovery. Now that I have good contact with the client, I'll make an appointment for him to come and review it with me, and then we'll have an idea where we're going.
All right, has an offer been tendered yet?
No, Your Honor, not yet.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Daniel Trevino, can I have a 30-day reset? And it's for the state to tender an offer. All right, it looks as though your date is going to be March 28th.
Thank you, Judge. Can we be excused?
Yes.
All right, you take care.
Thank you. All right, anyone else who's ready?
I'm ready to announce, Your Honor, when you are.
All right, just give me a moment. This always happens. All right, yes, Mr. Hilly.
I conferred with his family violence, and they need a little bit more time to get CPS records and maybe more documents before they can make a complete offer. And I would like to agree to that. So 30 days, please.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Evelyn Acosta, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 29th.
Thank you. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, Ms. Acosta will be back on March 29th.
Thank you now. Bye-bye.
And Norma, that's 16E. Roberto Ramirez.
Yes, Your Honor. I've conferred with the state and I do have an offer that I would like to convey to my client. However, for some reason, she hasn't logged in yet.
All right. I'll give her till 2:30 if you think that will help.
I think that'll help, Your Honor.
All right. So I will see you back at 2:30.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Kelly McGinnis.
I'm here, Judge. Sorry, I'm trying to mute
Yes.
my. Okay, so I have Dimitri Lovelace. I think he should be on the screen now. He wasn't earlier, but he's there, hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, that one I've conferred with Marcus and I spoke with Dimitri. We just would ask for another more time, I guess. He's probably going to have to go to, it's going to have to be a trial. There's a co-defendant who's still a fugitive, and I think that could change some things if that person was picked up, but.
Who is the co-defendant?
I believe it's a person by the name of D'Angelo, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look. Sorry, Judge, I'm not.
No problem.
Trying to do D'Angelo Robinson.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure that all the co-defendants are together on this case? And if I could have a 30-day reset on Mr. Lovelace. And has the state made an offer?
Yes, Judge, and I need to kind of speak with Mr. Lovelace in my office. He just bonded out recently, so we plan on having a meeting here.
Okay, and have you received all the discovery?
I believe so. What is available? Yes, I think. Well, yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for Mr. Dimitri Lovelace, please?
It's in the chat.
All right, thank you. So we're going to come back on March 29th.
Okay,
on
Judge.
Mr. Lovelace. Mr. Lovelace, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. And then on John Perez, I was waiting to confer with him.
All right, just give me one moment.
Okay.
And Kelly, when you're ready, just let me know and I'll have them brought out.
Okay, I'm ready. Charles, I think, is going to come in here and talk to him.
Okay, I'll have them brought out.
Okay, thank you.
Norma, can I have a private room, please?
Everyone, please make sure you use your chat box.
Your Honor, Frankie Sandoval, may I approach?
Just give me a moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and then your remaining person is John Pettis. As soon as he is brought out, we will let you confer with him.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Frankie Sandoval, Anton Hayek.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Frankie Sandoval and Tyrone Doctry. I had the opportunity of conferring with Ms. Sparks. This is a matter where the state is going to get together with the complainant to determine what a proper offer ought to be on Mr. Docket. I do not know if Mr. Docket is available for me to go into a breakout room and explain.
Yes, he's here. So let me send you to a breakout room with him, and
Prior
then
to-
we'll come back. I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank
Judge,
you.
sorry to interrupt. I got the information. So can I talk to Frankie first?
Yes. So if you
Thank
can send Mr. Sandoval to a breakout room, and then I'll send Mr. Docket to a breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Joseph Stateson.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, I'll send you to breakout room number 8. Do you need your client there with you?
On this one, we have to confer with Jeannie Bloomster and the client.
All right,
Jeannie.
Ms. Berg, I'm sorry.
Judge, I'm gonna put something in the chat. Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'll confer with Mr. Cedillo, but the higher offense that controls the plea is with Jeannie Bloomster. If she logs on, I'll wait for her in the breakout room unless she's already here.
All right, Mr. Stateson, I'm going to put something in the chat box to you.
All right, yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Cedillo, can we get a reset date for that then, please? All right, on that one, we're going to come back on March 16th, Mr. Stateson.
Okay, that works. March 16th. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Thank you. Yes, I was just telling Nathaniel Navy, it's not court unless you and Joseph Stateson show up, and then you appear.
It's odd how the appointments work. And for the attorney I work for also, it just happens to be the 187th.
Yeah.
More so. But nice seeing you, Judge. I'll see you
All
back
right.
on the 16th.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
And everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Luis Martinez, who do you have?
Yes, I've got Austin Young. You issued a judge's warrant for him a week ago
Yes.
on the violation report. He's present now.
Okay, just give me a moment. Let me send you to a breakout room with the state. I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Judge, are we here to confer with the state? I thought we were just here on the violation report.
Well, to confer with them on the violation report.
Okay. So I know that we had a hearing on it last week.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're asking me to reconsider, I'm assuming. All right, Mr. Young.
Hello, madam. I just checking to see if Miss Rita Gomez had decided to come to court.
All right, to the courtroom. Is Rita Gomez in the courtroom?
No, Judge, she has never come in.
All right, she's not here.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Just one moment. I can either have you come back at 2:30 or we can take this matter up now because it's now 11:09.
I'd love to come back at 2:30.
All right, we will see you back at 2:30.
Judge, it's Rebecca. I sent you a chat.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, my approach, Your Honor.
Who's asking to approach?
Adam Flores.
Yes.
I have Davon Matthews. We're ready to play out.
Okay. Has your client been sworn in?
I don't know, Your Honor. He's in custody.
Judge, that's why, I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge. I keep putting them in breakout room 1 and they keep leaving the breakout room. I keep putting them in there and they keep leaving the breakout room.
Yeah, but
Mr. Flores, here, time out. Mr. Flores, if you'll go to breakout room number 1.
Okay.
Well, let me just do this so it's easier for your client. Mr. Mathis, go to breakout room number 2. Mr. Flores, go to breakout room number 2.
Great.
Nobody leave breakout room number 2 until the clerk tells you that they have everything.
Got it. Okay, I understand.
There we go,
Thank you.
problem solved. Anton Hayek.
Present, Your Honor, I have Daryl Masters. I guess I need to confer with a DA if possible.
All right. I'm going to place you in breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Eric DeWalt.
Yes, Your Honor. I represent Leticia Serrato, and I did speak with Brittany Sparks, and I believe we're working on paperwork. It's an MTR and a new number 1.
All right, thank you. All right, anyone else ready? Okay, and then Ms. McGinnis, we're just waiting for them to bring your client out, and then we'll take that up.
Yes, Judge. Do you want me to wait in a breakout room?
It's probably best if he sees you on screen.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Behrens.
Yes, Judge, I've got a agreement worked out with Mr. Villarreal. I just needed to let the prosecutor know he's willing to accept his offer.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you want to do that plea today or recall it for tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday or
Oh,
something.
no, we can do that today.
Okay, great. And then I have another client, Cheyenne McGuire, that I need to confer with someone on a theft case.
All right. Is there a criminal trial division attorney available to confer on McGuire? And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 9.
All right.
Mr. Sandoval,
Good morning,
you're back
Judge.
on Doty.
Yes, good morning, Judge. Conferred with Ms. Sparks. We're going to try to resolve this, if possible, through the misdemeanors. I'm going to see when we can get a misdemeanor setting. Mr. Dotsie has been approved for PR bonds on the misdemeanors. So I'm going to try to get him a setting as quickly as possible over there to hopefully resolve.
Which court is it out of?
Hopefully resolve this matter. I believe they're, if memory serves me correct, Judge, I believe they're out of 5.
Okay, let me look and see. Okay, it's 4. So he has a resisting arrest and a theft. Do you want the court to call county court number 4? Because I'm sure they can take care of this today.
If the court would like to, sure, Judge. I wasn't going to put that onus on the court, but I appreciate any assistance that that might be available.
All right, let me call and see if the court is available. Just give me a moment.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
James, you should have got an invite to go to the room with your client.
I'm sorry, who was that?
This is Michael Villarreal. You should get it.
Okay. I was just trying to get the answer from probation first before I went back. But thank you.
Mr. Yoshimoto, what question? I'm sorry, I wasn't in here.
How long it takes to get to Safe P?
Safe P is for a male or a female?
Male.
After medically legally cleared, it's 46 days.
And how long does it take to get medically cleared?
I don't have an answer for that.
Mr. Joseph Moss, can you give me the dates that he was in Safe P? Like the number of days?
His previous
status. I'm sorry, status.
124.
He was in status for 124 days?
Mm-hmm. It's on the court summary.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sandoval.
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning. I talked to the court. They're saying that they'll be able to do that plea tomorrow.
Okay, Judge.
And so then,
Judge, here's the thing. I do not have an offer from them, from the misdemeanor prosecutors.
okay, are the prosecutors here working with you on that plea or no, for misdemeanor court?
Judge, this is Brittany. I've put in the misdemeanor case on our system, the offer, and I've let Frankie know what that would entail. If I need to go talk to Frankie, I can go clear up his confusion.
All right. Do you need to speak with her, Mr. Sandoval?
Yes, yes, Judge, because what I do not want to occur is what happened on a prior matter where we tried to do a misdemeanor plea and it got kicked back. So yes, I would appreciate that. Thank you, Judge.
All right, I'll send you the number. Oh, Mr. Dawsey, don't go. Mr. Sandoval, I'm gonna send you to number 10.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
She will be able to hear you.
All right, and then Mr. DeWalt, I'm just waiting for your paperwork to come to me. All right, Carl Basil.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who do you have?
I have John Warris. I'm sorry I was at the 227th. I had to finish up over there.
Brenda, I don't know why when people come in and they tell me that they were at another court that was more important than this court, that makes it, great. I'm
I
sorry.
had that one on my schedule before. I didn't get the notes on this one until yesterday.
Brenda, I'm sorry, Beyonce. I was at Cher's concert, but I'm here now. Okay, thanks. All right. Who's your client?
John Juarez.
And is that criminal trial division or family violence?
It should be criminal. I'm reading the report right now. Probably criminal trial division. It's an ag robbery on unassociated person, probably.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Who's speaking?
Charles Mace, Your Honor.
Yes, we were waiting for you, but your chair was empty.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I have to appear over here in person. Judge.
Oh, well, just 1 second. I have to find you on the screen now.
I'm sorry, I'm in the courtroom.
Ah, okay. Yes, Mr. May.
Yes, Your Honor, I have Mr. Thomas Manning. And I think the district attorney was asking for a 30-day reset because they had to contact their victim, and my client was asking for a $15,000 bond.
Where's your client?
He should be in jail, Your Honor.
I do not see him on the Zoom screen. Just give me a moment. Mr. DeWalt, I'm going to move your client from that breakout room, because if they're in a room by themselves and the deputies see that no one's there, they'll send them back.
Don't do that. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. May, we're going to have to get your client back. Just give me a moment. Ms. Ferguson, we need Manning back. He is the client for Mr. May.
Your Honor, also Ms. Jocelyn Trevino. I was supposed to bring her over, Judge.
Just 1 second. Yes, Ms. Trevino is here.
Could I have a room with her, Your Honor?
Yes, to the courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 2, please.
Yes, Judge.
And Ms. Trevino, I'll send you to number 2. Mr. Maurer is Antonio Casablanca. Is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, I'm renaming myself. It's Andre Watson. We are back today because the court was going to had him interviewed for a PR bond. It's a CTV case.
All right, let me see if I have that back. Ms. Ferguson, can you check to see if the results of the PR bond has been completed? And who are the parties on Mathers? Is that
Right here, Your
Adam
Honor.
Flores?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm right here. We're ready to play out, Your Honor.
All right, just a moment. Who is the prosecutor on Mathers?
I think it was Mr. Garcia, I believe.
Judge, I'll step in.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Because I'm like, who is Garcia?
Or I remember it was.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 0503. State of Texas versus Davion Mathers. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Adam Flores for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Mathers?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mather, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Mathers, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
I believe so, Judge. Did we limit it to a paragraph or no?
It's just one paragraph with a subsection A and B. So it
Just
appears
one.
that you,
Paragraph A, Judge.
okay. Any objections to waiver paragraph B?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mather, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand you're charged with burglary of a building? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mathers, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 months in the state jail facility. There's a $0 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2022 CR 0504, County Court cause numbers 679-026, 667-428, 667-429. There's to be restitution to Laura Johnson. Is this supposed to be Dollar Tree?
Yes, Dollar Tree.
All right, Quick Trip.
Also Highway.
All right, thank you. Quick Trip and Animal Hospital. There's to be no contact with Laura Johnson and Kimberly Bradley. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, the only we asking
State-
is for his, the only thing we're asking for, give him time credit for the time to serve in the county jail, Your Honor.
All right. State, is that the plea bargain agreement? State?
Yes,
Thank you.
Judge. Sorry, I was confirming. I saw something that said Family Dollar, but yes, Dollar Tree.
All right, thank you. Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
Yes, Your Honor, but we're gonna waive it, Your Honor.
Well, no, have they been ruled upon?
No, Your Honor, that hasn't been ruled on, Your Honor.
Sorry, what was the, no, Your Honor, what?
No, they haven't been ruled on, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, then to the offense as charged in the indictment, count 1, paragraph A, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Yes, State offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Mathers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
That he regrets what he did, Your Honor, and he promised he's not gonna repeat it again, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mathers, why are you throwing rocks?
I honestly, I regret throwing rocks. I was angry for, I was walking Austin Highway. I couldn't get a ride home. And I didn't even know that I threw 2 rocks. I threw one at Ross and it bounced off because the glass was like bulletproof. And then I threw it at Dollar Tree and it broke. And from there, I just regret my decision of what I did.
How old are you?
I am, at the current time, I am 25 years old.
All right, you should know better. You're not Ernest T. Bass.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't do that again. Are there any mental health issues, anything going on like that?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 6 months in the state jail facility. $0 fine, taking consideration 2022 CR 0504. The following county court cause number 679-026, 66742, 8, 66742-9. There's to be restitution to Laura Johnston, Dollar Tree, number 124, Quick Trip, Animal Hospital. There's to be no contact with Laura Johnson and Kimberly Bradley. And the court will give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want to know the definition of a weapon or ammunition, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. If you have any issues, anger issues, then you need to see someone about that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If everybody who didn't have a ride somewhere threw rocks, we wouldn't have anything standing. All right, Norma Mathers, L12, 12 can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your time, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too, Your Honor.
Yes. All right, anyone ready?
Judge, I'm just ready to find out about my PR bond for Andre Watson.
All right, just one moment. All right, just give us a few minutes. We're looking for it, Mr. Mauer.
Yes,
Honor,
sir.
I was in breakout room 5, but nobody ever showed up for criminal trial. So
All right, Mr. Basil, so put some patience in your pocket. Those are waiting rooms like doctor's offices. So
Okay, that's
there,
fine.
thank you. So number 5.
Want to make sure. Just want to make sure.
I'm coming your way, Carl. I would
I'll
actually
go
I
back.
just pulled the file.
That's all right.
Judge, this is Louis Matias. I've conferred.
All right, thank you. And let me see where Mr. Young is. And who did you confer with?
With Ryan Groomer. Mr. Young's the guy in orange, Judge.
All right, and Mr. Groomer?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Young is in custody for certain violations while he was on bond. He's entered a plea. And we don't have a setting yet. I believe we don't have a setting yet for the PSI. Is that correct, Mr. Martinez?
Judge, I don't recall. I was in court last week. The court took Mr. Young into custody.
Actually, it's for April 5th. That's the
Okay.
earliest we could do it. So I'm assuming you're here because you want the court to reconsider the judge's warrant and remanding him without bond?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. Have you had a chance to confer with the state over that?
Judge, I have. They're deferring to the court on this. Obviously, and we've waived indictment on the new case. He's entered a plea of true on the MTR. We're hoping the court would put him back on the conditions that he was on before, and give him a chance to stay, out of jail and working pending the results of the TAP, the PSI, and the court sentence.
All right. Mr. Young, we're not on the record. Have you learned anything?
Yes, ma'am, I have, Judge Board. Sorry about that. I was unmuting my computer.
What have you learned?
That this is not a joking matter, that I can't be blowing dirty, and that I need to take this very serious. I was hoping you would release me so I could move into my sober living house that I have set up and get back to work and try and figure my life out better.
Where's this sober living house?
It's in Castle Hills. I should have it all. I already talked to my probation officer and everything. I was going to move into it last week, but you ended up.
What's the name of this sober living house?
I can't remember exactly the name of it, but it's my best friend sober living. It's Kurt Caldwalder's house. My parents and his parents have been talking about it. I went and looked at it 2 weeks ago.
What's the name of the sober living house?
You should have, I can't remember the name of the sober living house. You should have it, all the paperwork, because I had to get it approved by my pretrial, I guess, probation officer, Mr. Velasquez.
Mr. Martinez, do you have the location of the sober living house?
Judge, I don't. When Austin informed me he was setting that up, we had that 4th violation report to worry about, and I was kind of preoccupied with that. But I know that he has gotten that cleared by pretrial, and I know that he was planning on moving in there when the court took him into custody last week.
All right, so Mr. Martinez, if you can give the court the address and location of that sober living house, because what I'm considering doing is I'll recall the judge's warrant and place him back with the reinstate the original bond, but it's going to be GPS full.
Well, Judge, he's been on GPS partial. And then the issue we had with partial is one weekend he did go stay at a friend's house. That was the substance of the 3rd violation report. I would ask the court to continue him on partial just so he can work. But if the court's not going to do that, then obviously we'll take whatever we.
No, we're
whatever
gonna
we can get at this
start,
point.
we're gonna start off with full GPS at the sober living house. And then depending on how he does there, the court will consider giving him some more leeway.
Yes,
Okay, Judge.
ma'am.
But before I even order or allow him to be released, I need the address of the sober living house. And I want to know if someone's gonna come and pick him up from the Bear County Jail to take him there. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
someone from the facility is going to transport him or not. So Mr. Martinez, if you would get that information to me.
May I say something, Judge Boyd?
Well, Judge, what,
No, your attorney is saying no.
Judge, if I could get into a breakout room with him, I'll get the information and then I'll get that over to the court.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number one after you finish speaking with him in breakout room number one. If you'll come back to the main room, please.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Rocha, who do you have?
Hello, Judge.
Yes.
I have Mr. Jordan Dial, and I will need to speak to an ADA, please.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's going to be criminal trial division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge, this is Roland Garcia checking in.
Just one moment. Bill Davidson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Juan Montemayor.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It should be the criminal trial division, I believe, and I think he's in the court physically.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome. James Ishimoto.
Judge, I've returned on Joseph Moss, MTR. We've reached an agreement. I did send a message to Norma.
All right, just as soon as that paperwork is done, I'll sign it and we'll take it up. Roland Garcia, who do you have?
Judge, I have 2 defendants. One is David Morales. That is a family case. And I have Donald Gilliland, which is a CTD case. I've been conferring with Marcus on that one.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, Judge.
And Ms. McGinnis, we're still waiting for your client, Mr. Perez.
Okay, Norma just told me on the chat.
All right, Martin Guerra. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bob Behrens, you have your hand raised?
I do.
Yes.
I had just wanted to let you, Norma may have been about to put me in a breakout with my client. I did the paperwork on Bill Real and wanted to go in there and go over with him, and I still will need to talk to someone about Miss McGuire after that.
Okay.
So
Villarreal, let me find him.
Judge, I moved him to breakout room 2 and Bob.
All right, if you
and
go to number 2.
Yeah, I just missed that. If I click on breakout rooms, is it going to be automatic?
Yes, go, yes.
Okay.
Everyone, put some patience in your pocket. It's going to be fine.
Judge.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. And you know what? I always tell people, you know, share your patience. Brenda tells me I'm very patient. I didn't know that. So
Judge, I sent you a chat.
I saw that. Did you ever see that episode?
No, I had to look it up.
Yeah. And Kelly, you say your client's name 3 times and he appears.
Oh, yes. Is he here? John President?
Yes, he is zooming in now.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
My shoulders.
Yes, he's here. So Kelly, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I know it's an empty chair right now, but they're bringing him in.
Okay.
So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 9.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
They have no report on Watson.
Your Honor,
So,
Just one second. Everyone, just a second. All right, Mr. Mauer,
Yes, Judge.
on Mr. Watson. The court sent that report out the same day that you requested it, but it's not done yet. Mr. Watson, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, did someone come and speak to you about the,
No,
all right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna recall it for Monday. And what we'll do, Mr. Mauer.
Judge, I
so you
can't
won't-
do I'm starting a jury trial in Carnes.
No, I understand. We're just gonna have him here on Monday to let him know if we have it or not.
Perfect.
That way he won't be wondering what's going on, have they forgot about me?
All right, thank you.
And then we will email you, Mr. Mauer, to let you know that we have it. And if it's something that I'm gonna grant without argument from you, then I will grant it. If it's not something that I'll grant without argument for you, we'll set it on your schedule.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Watson. We're
you.
working on it.
All right. Y'all have a
All right,
good day.
thanks. You too, bye-bye. Norma L17, Watson can go back. And everyone, just a moment, please.
This is William Davidson.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Davidson.
Yes, they had gone to the physical courtroom because they didn't know how to use the electronics and stuff. And so I'm still not sure that they know how to use them because
No, they're in the courtroom. Have you conferred with the state?
there's nobody in there to confer with. I'm sorry.
All right, so I mean, just wait in there. They're working their way through the rooms.
Okay, no problem, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Sorry,
So
Judge. I just
Mr.
realized it's at CTD and I didn't look at the name, but it's actually Family Violence. I changed his name.
Yes.
I'll be back.
Thank you. That's been happening a lot. All right, Mr. Sandoval on Doty, has that been worked out?
Hi, Judge. Your Honor, I'm actually logged in on County Court 4 right now. Hope Springs Eternal Judge, since we have Mr. Doki with us, I'm trying to see if perhaps we can do the paperwork today for the plea tomorrow. And that's what I'm checking on right now.
Okay, just keep us updated.
I will, Your Honor. And of course, I have to be back at 2 o'clock as well on Mr. Sparks. I've informed Mr. Sparks to of the court's request that he provide documentation or appear at 2 p.m. And all I received and hear back from him.
All right, and Mr. Sandoval, that'll be at 2:30.
At 2:30. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
But if I may chill, as it were, right now
Yes,
with you.
sure.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, James Ishimoto.
Yes, Judge, I'm still waiting. We have an agreement on the MTR. It's for safety. I sent a message to Norma.
All right, thank you. All right, Charles Mays.
Yes, Your Honor. We're working on the paperwork on Ms. Jolene Trevino. And as far as Thomas Manning, I requested that the bond be reduced to $15,000, Judge. The state is asking for a 30-day continuance so they can visit with their victim.
All right, so on Mr. Manning, what we will do, I'll need you to file your motion.
Okay, Judge.
And then we will bring that back for a hearing on your motion.
Okay, Judge.
So just give me a moment. All right, Norma Thomas Manning, 17B can go back. And Norma, on Manning, can I have a reset date for next week? Well, it's for 10 days to have a hearing on Mr. May's motion. Mr. Cornelius?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you're Mr. Cox. This is Mr. Cornelius. Cornelius Cox, meet Nicholas Cornelius.
So I tell you. They told me I
That's
was the
gonna cause
one
some
and only.
confusion.
They told me I was the one and only, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Cox, you've been appointed to represent Mr. Cornelius. His previous attorney was Nathaniel Navy. I allowed Nathaniel Navy to withdraw.
Judge, sorry to interrupt. Cornelius is on one of the co-defendants.
So this is not your attorney, Mr. Cornelius. So, Mr. Cox, you're not the attorney for Mr. Cornelius. You're on mute.
I'm on one of the co-defendants?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and Mr. May, on Thomas Manning, this is going to be reset for March 14th for a motion. So, Mr. Cox, you are, okay. So, Ms. Ferguson, can I have Matthew Allen zoom in, please? Mr. Cornelius, the way it works, we go in the list of which attorneys appear. So the next person on the list is Matthew Allen. So just be patient. Brenda, do you see Manning on the docket? Let me see. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, clerks, you should have the paperwork on Sorrento.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm typing Norma right now. The plea paperwork that came to me has the co-defendant's name on it. I think they used the same plea paperwork, but I want to see if that can be fixed.
All right, thank you. All right, James Ishimoto, you've been patiently waiting.
Still waiting on the MTR, Judge. We're ready to go on it just whenever the court's ready.
It's been sent, Ishimoto.
And Mr. Ishimoto, did you sign it on your end?
I'm signing it now, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge, if I could be moved to a breakout room with my client to go over the paperwork, Mr. Moss.
Okay. I sent you to 7. Mr. Nicholas Cornelius, just give us a moment. We're going to see if we can get your attorney in here this morning. If not, we're either going to recall you for another date or either see if we can have you come back this afternoon. Okay, just give us a moment.
All right.
Mr. Cornelius, Nicholas Cornelius. All right, we're gonna have you come back, the same Zoom link, but we're gonna have you come back at 2:30. I wanna make sure that you're able to meet your new attorney, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. You can sign off. We'll see you then. Enjoy your lunch.
All right.
Behrens, you're back?
I am judge and I had not signed the court's paperwork, which I have just done. So I need to go back to a breakout room with Mr. Villarreal to get that part signed by him.
All right, Mr. Villarreal. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 12. And your attorney will meet you there. And everyone, the inmates need to have their lunch. I don't want them not to have their lunch.
Judge, are you in the middle of something?
No.
Juan Montemayor, who's on the recall docket,
Yes.
I said that he's on bond. Do you know if he showed up or if he's in the courtroom?
No, he was in the courtroom.
Okay, he's in the courtroom.
Yes.
Can we have the courtroom go to the breakout room with Bill Davidson? He wants to confer with his client.
All right, to the courtroom. Could you go to breakout room number 8, please, with Mr. Juan Montemayor?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment. Mr. Villarreal, I need you to go to breakout room number 11.
What are you doing?
Just one moment.
Me?
No, the client.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Number 12, Mr. Villarreal. All right, Mr. Young, your attorney is gonna let me know about that information. So Norma, Mr. Young, CH5 can go back.
Thank you, Judge Boyd.
You're welcome. Carl Basil.
Yes, Your Honor. I've talked to the state. I do have an offer. I talked to my client. I'm gonna need to watch the videos on this case for what he's telling me and talk to the family. I was just appointed on this on the 18th.
All right, and Carl, I always tell people, don't leave your clients in the breakout room.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Because otherwise they're just there. And when I give a date, I can't give a date because they're not here yet.
Okay. Each court's different, so sometimes I can't remember all the courts.
Gotcha. I always tell people, you know, if it's somebody, Judge, are you, Brittany, I'll be in breakout room number 3 in just a second. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on John Juarez, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 28th.
March 28th. Okay. I can go back to that room and let them know. Hopefully get back in.
No, he knows he's right here on the screen. That's why I always say bring them out.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him here. I'm sorry. I'm writing it down.
That's okay. All right, Norma, Mr. Juarez can go back. He's L30.
All right, March 28th. Have it. Thanks, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
And everyone, just give me a moment. I need to go to breakout room number 3.
I'll give you my card. Sit down. It's just an attorney visit. They haven't started up yet, so.
Okay, we still in business or is the court having lunch?
We're still in a breakout room. Just wait,
Oh.
just wait there.
Okay.
Anton, can you go back to breakout room 6 real quick?
Okay.
Mr. Dow, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. First, I have to find you on the screen. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And then after your attorney speaks to you, don't leave the breakout room, because then probation will need to, well, you know what? I'm going to switch him to 3. That's where everyone is. All right. Everyone with your patience all in your pocket, I appreciate it. All right, Mr. Martinez, I have your the address. If you will do me a favor, if you will send that in the form of a motion to me, and I will I'll sign it and ask them to recall the warrant and reinstate the warrant.
Judge. Thank you so much.
I believe you have the court's email address.
I should, Judge.
If not,
Does that
put
go
it
to
in the chat box to you.
That'd be great. Thank you. And once that's done, Judge, may I be excused?
Yes. And you can be
Thank you so much.
excused now. I mean, as soon as I receive that, I will sign it.
Okay, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Martin Guerra on Bobby Jackson.
Your Honor, I conferred with the state and my client. We do not have an agreement at this time.
Yes, Your Honor, that's my.
How many cases does your client have?
2, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to give you a 30-day reset. Did you receive the offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset as a plea deadline date for Mr. Jackson, please? All right, Mr. Jackson, we're going to come back. Can you hear me? If you can raise your hand if you can hear me. All right, Mr. Jackson, we're going to come back on March 28th. That's your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. All right, Norma, you can let them know that 16C Jackson can go back, please. Thank you,
Your Honor,
Mr. Karen.
Your Honor, I also have Paul Kochansky. He's a prisoner, and that's a CTD case.
All right, just one moment. All right, who is your other person?
Paul Kochansky.
Oh, you're definitely going to have to spell that last name for me.
The last name is Kochansky.
All right, criminal trial division or family violence?
CTD.
Everyone, the court is taking its break at 12:30. All right, Mr. Guerra, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else ready? Bill Davidson.
Your Honor, my client has heard the plea bargain. He doesn't want to accept it right now. He'd like a while to think about it, though. He may want a trial.
All right, just one moment. All right, have you received all the discovery?
Yes.
And was an offer tendered?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson or Juan Montemayor, can I have a 30-day reset for a plea deadline date, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 28th. Mr. Montemayor, that will be your plea deadline date. Just remain in the courtroom and they'll give you a reset form.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Davidson, if you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. And if there is any paperwork ready? Yes, Mr. Hayek.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've talked to Mr. Sanders. He needs to contact his victims, which I'm okay with. I've talked to my clients, so we just need some sort of reset, please.
All right, just give me a moment.
Certainly.
Yeah, just short reset would work for us.
All right, thank you.
Judge, you should have paperwork for the plea on Oscar Villarreal.
Just one moment. Brenda, do you see? There's Mr. Montemayor. All right, state on Masters, will you be able to talk to your complainant by next week, or do you need 2 weeks or more time?
Next week should work.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 1 week reset on Masters? And we could probably bring him back next week on a Thursday. All right, we're going to come back on March 3rd.
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Norma, 17G Masters can go back. Thank you, Mr. Hayek.
Yeah.
Mr. Barron's, the court is waiting on your paperwork.
Mr. Rivas, are you on?
You're still waiting?
Yes. So as soon
Um,
as I have the paperwork, we will take that
I-
up.
Well,
Judge,
somebody's gonna have to
The
call
clerk
the
is
game.
just, the clerk is just trying to swear him in, Judge. We're just moving him for the clerk to swear him in. That's it.
Yes, Judge, I gave you a reset date.
All right, and then Mr. Ishimoto on Moss.
We're ready, Judge.
All right, as soon as I get that paperwork, we will take that matter up. And do you know, is this for a continuant? I mean, is he going to be continued?
Alter and amend for safety.
Okay. Is there a prosecutor available on Joseph Moss?
Yes, Your Honor. Michael Villarreal.
All right, the court is going to call 2019 CR 9105 State of Texas versus Joseph Oliver Moss. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
James Ishimoto for the defense.
Are you Mr. Moss?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection from the defense.
And are you Mr. Moss? Could you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am. I am Mr.
Did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference? Did you review it with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Joseph Oliver Moss who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 9105 for the offense of continuous violence against family on the 16th day of January 2020 for a period of 2 years and extended for a total of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
State?
Violation of condition number 41. On or about the 5th day of November 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Joseph Oliver Moss then and there failed to comply with the rules and regulations of the felony drug court, and that he failed to complete lifetime recovery in violation of condition number 41.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And the state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Moss, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 41?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, there's an agreed recommendation that you deny the motion and that you alter and amend conditions of probation to include safe P with aftercare.
Is that the agreement?
That is the agreement, Judge.
All right, Mr. Moss, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, felony drug court is a good program. As you know, there are limited spaces for everyone. You can lower your hand. So there's limited spaces for all treatment. So if you're not ready and if you do not want treatment, let me know so that space will not be wasted for someone else who really wants it. So do you really want treatment or you just don't want to go to prison?
Ma'am, I'm actually asking right now, is felony drug court still an option?
No.
Okay. Yes, I'm willing to go safe P.
All right, you're going to remain in custody. The court will deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include safe plea plus safe P aftercare. And upon release, I'm going to want the UA hotline and field visits 2 times per month random, and all previous conditions. And the defendant is to remain in custody until transferred to safety. All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense.
Okay, then we'll close the record. Mr. Moss, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will meet you there and go over your new conditions with you. Mr. Ishimoto, you can go to number 1 or you can be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Moss, if you go to breakout room number 1. Thank you. Who are the parties on Oscar Villarreal?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
Robert Behrens for Mr. Villarreal.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, can you unmute, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court is calling 2021 CR 11205, State of Texas versus Oscar Villarreal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Robert Behrens for Mr. Villarreal.
And are you Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Villarreal, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Currently, defense counsel's video is not showing. Any objections to proceeding without the defense counsel's video showing? State.
None.
All right, Mr. Behrens, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I believe we have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Villarreal, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. The state's proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat of a family member.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Villarreal, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat family? That's a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Excuse me. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he's been able to assist me in his defense. I believe he has factual and rational understanding of the nature of the charges and the proceedings against him, and I believe he's confident to enter his plea.
Excuse me.
And what he was legally saying at the time of the offense.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat family. There's to be 163 days in the Bexar County Jail, $0 fine, no applications, affirmative finding of family violence, and credit for time served, which, Mr. Villarreal, I'm obligated to give you credit for time served. It's the law. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there haven't, Judge.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
No contest.
No, well, no contest.
All right. Are you pleading no contest or guilty, Mr. Villarreal?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, State offers State's Exhibit number 1 and its attachments.
There's no objections.
Mr. Villarreal, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of the lesser included offense of terroristic threat family. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're just asking that you follow the plea bargain.
All right, the court will follow the agreement, sentence you to 163 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, we're off the record. Good luck to you. Don't be cruel and mean to your family members. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, 16F can go back. And Mr. Behrens, you are excused unless you have someone else with us.
I do, Judge. I have Cheyenne McGuire. I still need to confer about her. She's CTD.
Okay. And everyone, the court is going to take its 12:30 break. Brenda, are you okay to do one more plea?
Yes, Judge.
Judge, this is Roland Garcia. Do you mind if I report in?
Just one moment. Who's the person on Leticia Serrata?
That is me, Judge Eric DeWalt.
Right, everyone, just wait. And when I say the court is taking its break at 12:30, So that includes anybody who has a plea or something to do, but if it's someone regarding something else, I'll be here for a little bit after. But then we're gonna take our break because I need lunch as well. People tell me I get hangry when I haven't eaten. I don't think that's true, but maybe I'm in denial. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 10859, State of Texas versus Leticia Soreto. And I have parties announced for the record for the state.
Attorney Sparks.
For the defense.
Eric DeWalt. I
All right, and
represent Ms. Soreto.
And are you Ms. Soreto? Can you unmute for me, please?
Yes.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment. To the clerks, I need the motion to revoke on Ms. Soreto as well, please. That file, I don't have it. All right, we're back on the record. Ms. Soreto, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Did you review that document, counsel? Did you receive all the discovery and did you review all the discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we did, and I have and we did.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Soreto, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Soreto, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of robbery? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, we're trying to find your other file. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
No.
Did you intend?
Yes.
Okay. So did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, she is, Your Honor.
Ms. Soreto, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with the attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, I did. I had a question.
Yes.
So you said that I'll be out in 5 months?
No, that's not for me.
Ms. Serrato, we talked about eligibility and that we were going to ask the judge for the credit that you've been in.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any other questions, Ms. Serrato?
No.
And was the 5 months addressed to me or your attorney?
It's my attorney.
All right. And has he explained that sufficiently enough for you?
Yes.
And do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
All right. So did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by citing that you're waiving your right to appeal, the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Ms. Serrato, are we going to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Judge. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any
Your
objection?
Honor, we have had an opportunity to go over that in its entirety. No objections to its amendments.
Ms. Serrato, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, thank you, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
All right, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
No. No, I'm not. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 5 years in prison. There's $1,000 fine, time and money rank concurrent. This will rank concurrent with 2021 CR 1786. The court will give you credit for any time served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over the definition of what an ammunition is or a weapon is, you'll need to speak with an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to go on the record in 2021 CR 1786. Ms. Serrato, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Again, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Any objections to proceed by video due to the pandemic defense?
No, Your Honor, as evidenced by my signature.
State?
No objection, Judge.
Ms. Serrato, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Leticia Serrato who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 1786 for the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance? Penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on May 24, 2021 for a period of 5 years. Is that you?
Correct.
Is that you? Yes or no?
Yes.
State?
Violated condition number 1. On or about the 9th day of July, 2021, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Leticia Serrato, committed the offense of robbery in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Say,
We're going to waive all other violations, Judge.
No
any
objections, Your Honor.
objections? Ms. Serrato, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to 10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge. We're asking that you grant the motion, adjudicate, and revoke, and sentence her to 5 years TDC. And we're asking that run concurrent with 2021 CR 10859.
Defense, is that the agreement?
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
Ms. Serrato, are you asking that the court follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court, as previously stated, is finding violation of condition number 1 true. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 10859. I'm going to grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in prison, and give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you want to know the definition of a weapon or ammunition, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Serrato. We'll go off the record. Ms. Serrato, how old are you?
27.
All right, so you still have a lot of your life in ahead of you, right? I have more of my life behind me. You need to start making better choices. You understand?
Yes.
All right, did those tattoos hurt, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I always want to know, Mr. Jerome. When you're getting a tattoo and you feel that it's painful, do you just say, I'm in it, I'm gonna finish it, or do you just stop?
Yes. What you said the first time.
Okay, just I'm gonna finish it. All right, good luck to you, Ms. Serrato. Norma, go back. Yes, Ms. Serrato?
So will I qualify for parole in 5 months? How my lawyer said?
Your Honor, may I go back into a breakout room with my client?
Yes, and then when you finish speaking with her, if you could let her come back to the main room, I'm gonna send you out a breakout.
No, I actually, my sister has it.
Which room?
12.
So I'm really eager
okay.
to go out.
All right, everyone, the court is going to take its break. Ms. McGinnis on Mr. Perez. Are you guys finished speaking with him?
Yes, Judge, we are. Charles is here with me too.
All right, and I'm assuming the deputies took him back, correct?
Oh, no, he was coming back into this room.
He was around.
Okay, because they usually don't leave him sitting by himself.
No, we let him leave the breakout room first, Judge, but you know what? He may have accidentally left the meeting.
That's okay. So what is happening with Mr. Perez?
We are asking the court to give us the soonest possible trial date.
All right. And who is the state on Perez?
That would be me, Your Honor.
Okay. And defense, you all have received all of the discovery and everything?
As far as I know.
All right. So state, which case are you all going on first?
A really good question, Judge. If I could have some time to get back to you, if we could just set them all on the same day, imagine we would resolve them all at the same time.
Okay, just 1 second. This always has happened.
My calendar is so jacked.
Okay, so the earliest date, I believe, Ms. Ferguson, what's the earliest date for jury trial with Mr. Perez? So we can complete this. March 21st.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you all back on March 21st. Mr. Perez will need to be dressed for trial. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll try to expedite that.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Thanks,
guys don't
Kelly.
need, you guys don't
Good
need to talk
trials.
to him, correct?
What, Norma?
You guys don't need him anymore?
I break out with Norma on this, and Michael, you can come too. It's not about anything important.
All right, if you all will go to breakout room number 1 then.
Okay.
And everyone, we're going to stop live stream because we're going to come back at 2:30. And I know there are a couple of other people on here, so just give me a moment. But we are going to excuse